what we're going to do today is we've been talking about electricity. We just finished up electricity. And now we're going to kind of introduce magnetism by comparing and contrasting the similarities and differences with electricity and magnetism. So I've been telling you guys how similar they are, how they have all these kinds of things in common, how one relies on the other, and now you're really going to get to see it. So what we're going to do to kind of preview magnetism is read a little bit more. Some of you are going to read about magnetism, some of you are going to read about electricity. Then we're going to come together as a group on Canvas and have a discussion board about the similarities and differences between electricity and magnetism. In your physical science class, you will go to the lit circles icon. From there, you will click on the book list. You will go there, you and your group, you'll be in groups of 3. You'll read, and you guys can determine how you want to read, whether it be in groups, like everybody, one person reads, everybody else listens if you popcorn read, or you can decide if you want to read silently. So that is totally up to you guys. But before we go any further, let's talk about why we're doing what we're doing. So our standard talks about we're going to obtain, evaluate, and communicate information about gravity, which we already did, electricity, and magnetism, and how they're major forces in nature. What is a force? A push or pull. Okay. And what do we think fancy words for a push and pull are that we've talked about? Attraction and repulsion. Okay, make your hands attract to each other. Make your hands repel. Alright, so it's a push and a pull. Excellent. And we're going to talk about how they exist in nature, because they didn't just automatically get created in a lab. They've occurred since the beginning of time. So they are forms of energy, they are forces, and now we're going to go into more detail about what they are and how they're similar and how they're different. Let's refresh our memories on what our discussion questions look like and how you're supposed to respond. It says, pick one of the following prompts as your initial discussion. What does initial mean? The first post, okay? So what you're going to discuss first. So each person in the same group must pick a different prompt. So if me and Alex and Enrique are in a group and I want top 4, can Alex pick top 4?
No.
No, he's going to pick something different. So we're all going to write about the same thing, but in different ways. In your response, do I want you just to be like, oh, that's cool? That's a good idea?
No, you
No.
like.
Or what kind of audience are we writing for? Like your friends, like what you would text them, or a little bit more academic, a little bit more scholarly? Yeah, a little bit more academic. So, am I going to use text talk? No. I want you guys to write in complete sentences, using punctuation, like bring in some textual evidence. We're all scientists in here. This is science class. We're all scholars. We're all academics. So we're going to write that way. 4 important ideas or things for the reading today are blank and blank and blank. And then the most important thing I learned today is this. So these give you kind of like sentence starters, so you can kind of fill in the blank and figure out what you want to do. These types of complete sentences, that's how you kind of need to model your discussion responses too. So it's giving you a good idea of how you can reply back to each other's too. And then there's a little poem. So go ahead and open your books. Some of them you may need to use Launch Point if you're not already logged into Launch Point. So go ahead, decide how you're going to read. If you have Max Axiom books, then they'll actually read to you. So if you'd like to get headphones, I have headphones.
Electricity can be found throughout the universe, including outer space, the stars, and the planets of our solar system.
Subatomic particle makes a positive charge. Yeah. What makes a negative charge?
I just don't understand how magnets.
No, it uses a specific type of.
Pioneers of
Read it. What does it
Kind
say?
of like
Okay. Yeah.
use a magnetic.
It creates imaging using magnetic field and radio waves. So it's like it uses different types of electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves have different frequencies. They can penetrate through different things, just like X-rays. There's certain frequencies that can penetrate through soft tissue and look at your bone. MRIs look at the soft tissue, not necessarily the bone. So it's all about wavelength and frequency, and that's what we're going to talk about next.